like part of the BA clan chat, the one that like makes money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Like a high roller in there.
There's multiple.
That's true. Yeah, I know. I'm aware there's quite a few. But I've heard it's really good money, like equal to TOB if you get consistent people.
Yeah, probably around there.
So you're saying shout out to Barbarian Assault? Is that
shout out to Barbarian Assault, dude?
Just in general, just shout out to Barbarian Assault. Shout out to Hands and Lubridge for all the time he does.
Just in general, thanks to Remio and Juliet.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was a clan or if.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you have 2 level 5s, I mean, granted, you have to play those 2 level 5s, but if you do have 2. Then you could play in the casual BA clan chat, which he said he would link in the chat. But other than that, there's like Barbarian Assaults or BA Services, BA Boost, and Leech BA are 3 chats that if you're on like your 5th alt or something, you can, if you got the money.
If you have the coin, you need a little coin to fund that.
If you got the money, then.
I did think about
worth it.
I thought about boosting for my iron because my main has plenty of money, but I don't know. I just ended up grinding it out. It wasn't so bad.
So what are your levels looking like on your main? And from what I understand, you have a Iron Man as well.
Yeah, they're actually my main's getting dangerous, or my Iron Man's getting dangerously close to my mains. My main's like 1850 total. I have a couple 99s like strength, magic, fire making. Farming, I mean. I played it. I started it 2 years ago, like I said, and I just kind of played normally. Didn't really. My friend gave me like 10 mil to start, so I got to skip a lot of the early game money making methods, which all suck. Because I could buy a Fury and like start doing some quests and things like that. So I did that for a while. I did Desert Treasure in the fall that year, I remember. And then I got really into farming. It was like my favorite skill when I tested out members, like when I was really young.
I know what you mean, dude. I hated farming when I was younger, but
really, I loved it, dude. I always loved tree runs and like optimizing things like that. It's like
no, I got older, dude, and it got to the point where I'm like, well, I just plant the max to everything. Like fuck farming, man. As soon as I hit 99, I'm done with it, dude.
Yeah, when you have the money, it's an easy skill, but like I didn't have a lot of money in the mid game, so I was doing like maximizing efficiency and sort of like cost. So I figured out Farming Guild came out around that time too, which was nice.
Seed packs are sweet, dude. So is this Spory.
So the actual like the biggest thing for me when the Farming Guild came out was the Chronos Anima. It sliced off a rotation on fruit trees. Normally fruit trees are 16 hours, but if you have a Chronos planted, they're 12 hours. So that means if you work, you can wake up at like, whatever. You wake up at like 6:30, you have your breakfast, you do a tree run, then you get home from work and you can do a second tree run later. So
dude.
You could do 2 per day, which was really clean.
I think they're 6 hours, right?
No, they're 16 hours as a regular fruit tree. I didn't do regular. Regular trees?
Yeah, no. Wait, aren't fruit trees? No, fruit trees are the slow one. Regular trees are the...
Yeah. Regular trees, I didn't even do... I never did a single regular tree run. I didn't think it was worth it. It's too expensive.
Well,
and like maples cost like 45k each, and they give like 3k experience. It's really garbage.
The hard trees are worth it.
Hey, I have a question for you guys. So what is the dumbest shit that you've ever done on RuneScape as far as like an XP waste?
Hacked.
The dumbest thing is
like just a whole bunch of shit, but like
probably just like troll. Probably just troll. Bad. I would say probably recently, like I was getting my thieving to 53 so I could start Desert Treasure, and I achieved that, by the way, and I achieved my 50 fire making. Fire making was way
fuck
easier.
Yeah, dude.
But so
yeah, them logs are quick, man.
What it was I was like in Hosidius, and I kept going, in that house where you just, once you get your favor up to like 15%, you can get in that house. Yeah, it was the fruit, man.
Hosidius?
So I kept running, yeah. So I kept running
Yeah.
back and forth like between the two counters getting the fruit, and just to fuck with like people, or I actually noticed that like people would close the door on the house, so I would open it up, and they would
The dogs.
continue. They would continue to close it, man. They would just keep closing it, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I keep like opening it, and I would kind of fuck with them and be like, leave the fucking door open. I'll be like,
That's
it's
the
hot,
dogs that get them. They go in there for the dogs.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
There's
We
like
gotta
little dogs
trap
that
the two
attack you.
dogs. If you don't trap the
Yeah.
dogs, then you get fucked up, dude.
Yeah, they'll come attack you once they see you stealing shit. Yeah.
I haven't been attacked by any dogs.
Go into like the
Then
little
they
main
were-
area. Yeah,
They were
you'll
already
get
in the
attacked.
room.
Huh. I didn't know that. I was trying to figure out why people kept closing the door. But real quick before I forget, shout out to Memra for the Amulet of Fury, because I've noticed that a lot of people are using it in here, and my boy hooked me up.
I've been trying to hook you up, but you
Oh,
don't accept
yeah.
my money, you little bitch.
Hey, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm not grateful for your time. To me is worth it. But by all means, you can give me shit from your Iron Man.
All right, dude. Stop fucking playing.
But so, what did you think about Desert Treasure, Heartless?
The quest itself, I always liked that one. I remember that
Monkey
being like
Madness.
that was a really big goal for me when I first came back to the game. On my main, I wanted to get like Desert Treasure and like Monkey Madness were like top two from a
Monkey
like
Madness
childhood.
2.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't even thought about
Monkey
that one at
Madness
the
2
time.
is
I'm
sick,
doing it
dude.
right now. That shit's rough, dude. On my Iron Man, that shit.
Oh, wait, what do you mean you're doing it now? You do it in one full go.
It's chapters,
Just
dog.
do it.
Yeah.
But I remember when I
Really
first started
chapters.
doing quests, I was like, I really liked. I have two monitors, so I would always have, what's his name? Who does the
Zezima.
guides? No, not Zezima.
Slayer
dude.
music.
Oh,
Slayer music. I would have Slayer music on the side, and then I really just enjoyed his guides.
Oh,
and his,
welcome to
and
my
his-
guide.
Hi, and welcome to my guide. Yeah, I just thought he was
Except
great.
that one time he told you to run east and he meant to say west.
I mean, he does that once in a while, but I mean, you can't
What's
hate
that
him for
one
making a
time?
mistake.
Oh, dude, the worst one was
Nah,
whenever after was it Morning's End Part 2? During that one, he tells you to drop that Mourner's outfit and you need it for Song of the Elves. So you
Yeah,
have to,
but
like, go
when
and get
he
that outfit again.
made that Song of the Elves wasn't even out, so
I know,
can't
and
hate
then
him for that.
He puts it in the comments. Hey, if you're doing Song of the Elves, make sure you don't drop that. And it's like,
I feel like he would have to
maybe
have
you should
future
just re-edit
sight.
the video.
Hello,
Change
welcome
that.
to my guide. No, I think it's hilarious, man.
He's starting to remake them.
Interesting.
He's starting to remake them.
But yeah, DT was really fun. Like, it was definitely, you could do it in different parts, and it was challenging depending on what level you're doing it at. What are you about? You're gearing up for it, right?
Yeah,
No, I never really did it, man, but
not
What?
you,
it's a
asshole.
fun time.
He's talking to me.
Yeah.
No, I know who's talking to you. I was just saying, dude.
All right. Well, as I was saying, I'm starting Desert Treasure. I actually went on YouTube to look up a little bit of information, and I watched this like
You're gonna be
her
alright.
name's Gaming Ambi. I think she had like a video of the boss fights and stuff like that, and that was pretty cool. What do you guys think about? Isn't there a girl named Snuggle Quest or
Quest.
Some
Yeah,
quest,
Snuggle
yeah.
Quest.
Yeah, her
Yeah,
guides
she's
are pretty
bad.
good too.
They're not
I don't
bad.
mind them. The thing about Slayer music that I prefer, so Snuggles are like shorter, and she lays everything out really well.
Yeah,
but
runs there. and shit.
She'll like skip certain, so she edits her videos. So like when you get to this part, so you have to like pause and then go there. But
Yeah.
Slayer music, you just do the whole thing next to him. So if
Yeah.
his guides are like 30 minutes, you know it's gonna take 30 minutes. To
Yeah,
finish,
but-
and that's
But who
what I
uses
prefer.
the wiki, dude? Because I'm not
Me.
I don't watch video. Yeah, I fuck with
Well,
the wiki, dude.
I use the wiki now.
I also use the wiki. Like now that I'm doing all the quests for a second time, it's way easier. But when I was first timing, especially for the longer quests, like your Monkey Madnesses, I just like to see how things went first. So I found that the quest guides on YouTube were much more helpful. But as a second time through, yeah, you're a lot quicker to use the wiki.
Yeah, Monkey Man is too sucked, man.
Yeah, I try to do both.
Okay.
I'll hook my you're good. I'll hook my iPhone up to the TV and put like Slayer Music's guide on, and then I'll have like
Nice.
a tab on the left side of my screen with the Rune HQ or whatever.
Right.
So that way because what I like about that is that you can check off the items
Oh
that you
man,
have.
Brood HQ.
True,
That's
true.
old school, dude.
Yeah, the wiki you can check them off too. Um,
I use my notebook, son. I write in my notebook.
yeah, you can also do
Iron
that.
Man.
There's lots of
My
there's
Iron Man
lots of
notebook. Yeah, dude, it's nice.
The one thing about Slayer guide or Slayer music is that like, which is not really a complaint, it's just kind of like something I noticed, is that he with the video he won't edit out the fights. So like he could be like on a low level account.
Oh my gosh.
He'll be like battling something like Nature
Yeah.
Spirit or whatever. He'll be battling that tree for like 7 minutes on like a low level account.
Yeah, and then cut it.
So I don't know. I mean, because of
Yeah,
that,
I
feel
agree.
like Snuggle Quest, she I don't know if she edits it out, but I've noticed that she sometimes has shorter length videos.
That's too
which-
much pausing. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's preference
go
for
with the
sure
wiki,
between the
dude.
two. Both.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
agree
you're either going with one of them two or the wiki. And like, I'm
Hey,
just,
Heartless.
I'm
Yep.
a text type of dude.
You should add me in game, my Iron Man. It's I'll send it to you.
Yeah, sure. No, I'd love to do that. Yeah, I haven't
No,
even talked
yeah.
about my iron yet.
Yeah,
I started
dude,
that.
I love
Dude,
it.
the reason I started an Iron Man was because my main was like 99 farming, 99 strength, like 75 attacking defense, and I was starting to do like bossing and raids. So I went. I started doing Vorkath, and in 1 week, like I had the craziest luck of all time. So I got geared up for raids. My bank was like maybe 100 mil.
Wow.
Entry level stuff.
Entry level. Oh fuck.
For like a late game person, that's like entry level, right? Because the money starts to flow.
No, I mean, dude, you're probably a higher level than me, and like that's.
I was like level 104, and I had like 100 mil because I grabbed I got a skeletal visage drop
You're a higher level than me.
from Vorkath at the time, and then
Oh.
my friend was like, "Come on raids with me, my other buddy." So I did a couple of raids, and I like very first raid, I died like 3 or 4 times at all.
Dude,
I don't know
this
if you
guy's
guys.
this guy's a Sarachnis, but that's disgusting.
So I died at Ohm a bunch. Second raid didn't die. Third raid didn't die. Roll into our fourth raid. It was the same 3 guys, and we're just having a good time, just chilling. And then we end it. We get a purple. It was my first purple. I didn't really know what like purple meant.
Would you get rigor or something?
No, I got a T-bow. So
Oh no.
yeah, and
No, dude.
yeah. So my friend was an Iron Man, so I got a 500 mil split. on
I
the
think you mean
T-bow.
friends.
Yeah, so nice little 500 mil split. Bought every single late
Yeah,
game
that's
PVM
nuts, man.
item outside of like a Sang and like a rapier and a T-bow that I needed. Then I got a skeletal visage drop from Vorkath like a few days later, so another 30 mil. And then I got the KBD pet. Like this has all happened in like a couple weeks. So, and I was sitting there thinking like, okay, now that I've got everything I ever want, my next grinds are like basically full ancestral and like a Sang. And I was like, I don't really want to camp Vorkath for like, 30, 40 hours just to get money to get the items I need. I had a quest cape too, so I had like lots of goals accomplished. I decided I was like,
I bought a
Yeah.
Dragon Warhammer, and I don't even know what to do with it, dude. I just bought it because it looks cool.
that's one of the best items in the game. But yeah,
no,
anyways.
it looks real cool, dude.
Few weeks after that, I started an Iron Man, and yeah, I never really looked back because it's much more fun in my opinion.
Yeah, I think an Iron Man would fuck me up. Man. That's more like how she used to be, dude. If you were to play an Iron Man now, it's probably about how the game was in like 2004 or 5, maybe.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, I can totally agree with that. But I haven't really no complaints about it at all. It's been really fun.
But just being able to do anything, man.
Well, being
It's
like
kinda
challenged to not just like do the best possible methods, just like moving
Iron Man's
around.
the
and-
best game mode in the game, to be honest.
yeah, it's definitely fun, and yeah, I really enjoyed doing it. So I started like last summer, and now I'm like 1750 total roughly. I haven't been like
Nice, man.
I've been lucky in some aspects, unlucky in others. Just the way Iron Man goes, right? I started with Winter Todd, got 99 farm making, and then moved on from there.
I just
early
keep,
quests,
all my
barrel
goals
boss.
are basically like every goal I make is to like make the Barbarian Assault experience better.
So you're do you have an Iron Man though, or are you just a regular
Nah,
normal account?
No,
But you're
just
like
regular,
all in
dude.
on Barb, right? That's your thing.
That's
your
like all I
niche.
do, dude.
That's totally fair.
Yeah, tons.
A normie.
Yeah, a normie, as we call them in the wild.
Unless you're down there trying to get something, then you're the normie.
That's true. That's true.
Normies,
But
get
on
off my page.